G'day Geraldton, Mayor Shane Van Styn here. In my 7 years on council, I've never seen a council get so much done. Watch this video to see what we're going to achieve this year and what you can look forward to next year. Our biggest and most obviously loved projects is the transformation of the Burstwood foreshore. And after nearly 2 years of construction works, we can finally say it's now done, and what a great asset for our community. Geraldton's longest lasting legacy project, the Olive Street Memorial, finally completed after a whopping 56 years in hiatus. A 1.5 kilometre walk and cycle track around the perimeter of the park finally converts this former rubbish tip site in the suburb of Miles. One of the greatest complaints I used to get, those pesky power poles that people crashed onto in the corner of Chaplin Road and Geraldton Street. Now thanks to the city's underground power project, those power poles are gone. This year the city has renewed 43 flood damaged roads and spent more than $4.39 million out there in our outlying areas, which covered up 100% of the cleanup costs and made sure that our rural roads are delivering for our rural ratepayers. Geraldton held its first ever Wind on Water Festival with more than 10,000 people gracing the foreshore, the inaugural 2-day event. Of course, who can't forget the Veronicas headlining that wonderful concert. After 3 years of investigation into the impacts of coastal erosion, finally we were able to offer the residents of Point Moore security and surety by offering them 21-year leases that allow them to be there in their homes for the remainder of their term. Looking around the city, footpaths galore, more than 1.77 kilometres added to our path network as part of $544,000 worth of expenditure. And after the conclusion of a 12-month trial, the Minister for Commerce has approved the City of Greater Geraldton's application for trading hours to be the same as those in Perth. Chaplin Riverwalk trails finally opened, a small but high impact project which sees mountain bike trail and loops around the park, as well as the jump and pump tracks for those kids to enjoy getting outside. In February this year, we saw a record amount of cruise ships come to Geraldton, 5 in 1 month. And of course, this month, seeing our first overnight visit of cruise ships. Tourism is going to be a big part of our economy, and bringing cruise ships into town, a very big part of that. And one of our more obscure fights that we had, out there in Tanindua, finally getting a name for Griffiths Road. Only took 3 years, but thanks to some strong action by our council and myself, we're able to get this project delivered so the residents of Tanindua can finally have a name for their road. And this month we saw the return of the Wave Sailing National Championships, bringing hundreds of people here to what should be the home of windsurfing in Australia. And this year saw the former City of Greater Geraldton old depot site transformed into now what is Geraldton's newest supermarket, Aldi. And they're just the projects we've completed this year. Of course, there are many more projects underway. Here to look at those. The Geraldton Airport Runway project is underway, extending our runway out to 2,400 metres. This will enable larger aircraft to come, lifting our chances to increase our FIFO operations, but also opening up export opportunities for our primary producers. The animal management facility is underway, and as you can see, it's come a long way. Finally, our pets and our workers who are involved with those pets will have a nice, secure and safe facility in which to operate. Maroo landfill is underway, and that is required because we're simply running out of room for our waste, and a newly constructed cell lining with special materials to handle all that complicated waste that we receive. But of course, we should still be focusing on how we can improve our recycling rates. A really exciting project that's just got out to tender is the Rocks Arcade project, linking the art gallery to the foreshore. A great project is going to add some vibrancy. Finally, we're going to see a real heart in our CBD, and look, it's going to be bright, it's going to be colourful, and we really are doing our bit to increase vibrancy in our CBD. And one of our proudest achievements is being able to achieve all these works while finally balancing the city's budget. A great outcome for all to ensure that we can continue going forward with these works. So to you all out there, have a Merry Christmas, and I'll see you all in the new year.